Hey guys, it's Frankie for the Pixel Slayers, and today we're going to unbox the new Super Mario Bros. Game & Watch. So stay tuned. Okay, so first, let's see what this packaging looks like. They even have like a little hanger for it for if you put these in the shop. If you have a shop, you just throw these on the wall and you can hang them. I'm pretty sure these are probably locked behind glass though. These are pretty well sought after. They're selling out everywhere. They're only making a few of these up until I believe March, and they're only going to be making like a few runs of these. So I have a feeling these might become a collectible in the future. So I think that's one of the reasons why it's so hard to find it, because honestly, it's nothing that like unique. It's nothing that great. It's not an original Game & Watch. But it is a pretty cool little item, and it's sought after, and it's limited. So, yeah, if you want it, you should probably go pick it up if you do want it in your collection, because it's going to be harder and harder to find, especially as the months continue going on. Alright, so the front of the box is kind of reminiscent of the old Game & Watch boxes. They're going for like a Famicom color scheme with the golden red. They do put the E logo on the box, which is kind of weird, but whatever. They have to do that these days, I guess. An old school Nintendo logo without the oval around it. And a little Mario level here. Pretty unique, pretty cool. And then you got your barcodes on the side here. And then you have the four modes that this has, which is Super Mario Brothers, Mario Lost Levels, let's see, Ball, and Time, which is just the clock. More cool artwork here. A little tiny Nintendo seal of quality up there. One thing I did notice they actually have a 1-800 number at the very bottom you can call. This is very old school. I really like the old school design. Even something as small as having the 1-800 number for some reason just makes me think of the Nintendo hotline. Anywho, let's open this thing up. So it looks like there's a clear cover over the actual box. So once you undo that, the box should hopefully just slide right out. Hopefully. Alright, so yeah, so actually underneath the box, the clear cover, so you see the clear cover actually is actually the level design with the Mario Brothers. So that, I actually thought that was on the box, but it turns out it's actually on the clear cover. The box itself is just, just the actual device, and actually has the old school look. So that's really cool how they did it. It's like ball underneath, and then overlay is the Mario Brothers, so it's kind of like showing you how it's 2-in-1 and even 2-in-1 packaging. That is really nifty. I like that. Let's open this thing up. It's pretty light. It's not that large. It says special thanks to you. Has a serial number right there, SM35, Super Mario 35. It's probably not a serial number, actually. It's probably just Super Mario 35th anniversary. Has a little tiny short little USB-C cable, which is pretty nice. You're going to need this to recharge it. And that's the first thing that comes out. Now inside the box there's this little tab I believe you just pull on, and it slides another box out. You've got some instructions how to use it. Let's look at those real quick. Pretty basic. It's very reminiscent of the Nintendo instructions that you get from many of their devices. Nothing color, nothing unique, just kind of a lot of how-to stuff. So, that's what it is. Now in here, this is actually a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. For some reason, in all the YouTube videos, it looked a little longer, but it's actually a lot smaller. A lot smaller than I thought. Let me take this thing out. Look at that. Look how small that is. If I had to compare the screen, it's probably similar to maybe a Game Boy Color screen, but a different aspect ratio. Closest thing I can get to compare it to is this is a Game Boy Advance, and this is the Game & Watch. So you see the screen's a bit smaller. It's not as small as a Game Boy Micro screen. It's bigger than that. I would say the closest I could compare it to is a Game Boy Color screen. So yeah, it's a lot smaller and a whole lot thinner. That's pretty small. Quite the surprise, but they did manage to include a full-size D-pad. If you look at the Game Boy D-pad, it's the same size. Very old school 80s style color scheme there. The buttons are rubber, not solid like these. And they actually feel pretty good. I actually think that that's not a problem at all. Yeah, and there's no way to open it besides these security hex screws. So if you need to ever replace the battery in the future, you can. It's just 4 screws, but there's no like battery open thingamajigger door. You have to unscrew it to open it. But yeah, it's just on this side you have the USB-C input and a power button. And it actually feels really good in the hands. Like, it feels natural. It kind of feels like you're holding an NES controller. And the screen's not that small. Like I said, if you played a lot of Game Boy Color, it's definitely about that size, just a little bit wider maybe. Yeah, it's pretty nifty actually. I'm pretty impressed at how small it is. So let's turn this on. Enough talking. Let's get this thing turned on. So you hold it down and you're greeted to a really cute Mario juggler thingamajigger picture. So you hit time. And so that's time. I'm not going to change the time right now. I just want to show you what it looks like. Makes a really cute beep sound, very reminiscent of the old school. So if you hit the game button, the game list pops up, and you could choose between Ball, Mario Brothers, and Mario Brothers 2 Japanese edition, not USA. Let's just see what it sounds like. The screen is pretty easy to tell. It doesn't have the best viewing angles if you're like vertically, but honestly, if you're looking at it straight ahead, it's perfect, and it's not that bad vertically. You can see how it it's hard to see on camera, but the camera actually makes it look even better than it does in person, in my opinion. So there's no start button. Do I just press A? I guess so. Oh yeah, you pause it and reset. And that actually goes back. What if I hit... Oh, I see. If you hit game again, you can go back. It's like a modded version of Ball. Instead of having a little Game & Watch guy, you have Mario now. Interesting. I used to play this on the Game & Watch collection on Game Boy. But one thing I'm really excited about is I want to see what the modding community does with this thing. Granted, it has a pretty anemic processor. It has a ST processor that I believe only does like 200 megahertz. It's pretty anemic. It's like almost like a early generation Android phone, like the very first Android phone power-wise. Like, it's one of those early, weak ARM-based CPUs. But it does actually have, I believe, 2 gigs of RAM, so that's more RAM than they ever had. So it has a lot of RAM, but the clock speed's pretty low, but it's just enough to emulate Game Boy games, emulate NES games, emulate... probably could do some SNES. You might have some issues with it, maybe Genesis, but it definitely can do 8-bit systems, no problem. And with this having 2 buttons and a D-pad, can you imagine modding this thing and making it, like, if there's a software mod for this and you can make this a little portable Game Boy or a little portable NES, you could do that. Somebody out there can do that. I'm not, obviously I'm not like one of those crazy people that can do that. Wish I was, but maybe somebody could. It'd be fun to play with it, if nothing else. Just to see what they could do. I'm one of those types of people that just I like to see what people can do with things. So yeah, that's pretty cool. As most electronic devices, you don't get a full charge out the gate. You do that so the batteries don't have too much of a charge when in shipping. But you probably get enough charge out of the gate to play for a little while. Yeah, so not much else to say about it. I'm sure there's a lot of other videos that probably take it apart and go more in depth. I'm not taking this baby apart. This is going to go in my shelf as a collectible. I really like these collectible things Nintendo releases. I may play Mario Brothers, might leave it near the bed, and if I'm tired and I can't go to sleep, maybe I'll play a level or 2. It's definitely cool to have for that, or if you just want a little timer, you could use it for its other purpose. It is a game and watch after all. But yeah, I'm really hoping someone does something really cool in the modding community with this. Think of the possibilities. Anywho, this video is getting a little bit long in the tooth, so I'm going to say bye, and thanks for watching.